there, Heike Yates here, and welcome to another episode of the Pursue Your Spark podcast. How is your new year going so far? Are you back on track with your workouts and your nutrition? Some of you may have started out this year exercising, something totally new they may have never done. And others said, okay, it's time for me to get back and reignite my workouts and my consistency in my workouts. So with that comes the question, and how do we make sure that we succeed in our fitness goals? And how do we know that what we're doing actually works? So before I dive into today's podcast, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to the Apple Podcast, formerly known as iTunes, so you don't miss out on any episode. I would love it if you signed up and left a review so more listeners can find us and the show will grow. And also, I have a 5-Spark lifestyle strategy guide for you. That is a free guide that I created for you if you need a little bit of help with your fitness journey, or you need to tune up your fitness lifestyle so that you can feel energized, vibrant, healthy, fit, and most of all, confident in the choices you make when it comes to your fitness and your health. I put a link in the show notes so you can get your hands on the free Spark strategy guide. So we started working out, or we reignited our workouts, but making progress can be frustrating because the scale may not move if you weigh yourself, and your weight may even jump up on the scale. One thing is for sure, there is no instant success when it comes to our workouts. And if you work out every day, you think the harder I go, the better. And the many more hours I go, the more results I will see. Still, who knows how long it might take for you to reach a particular goal. And I don't know what your goal is for this year when it comes to your health. But many of us ate a little bit too much over the holidays. So many want to lose a little weight or get fitter, or simply tone up, or just tighten the belly after it got flabby after the holidays. So whatever your goal may be, we need to track the goals to make sure that we're on track with the goals that we set for ourselves, and also have a way of accountability that we are actually doing what we thought we're going to do. I remember back in the days when I used to work at these big fitness clubs, and we would get new members in, especially, of course, the January, the time of the year where most people join a club. And every member was measured. So they came to the fitness center, and then we put them on the scale. We pinch their skin, so you pull a certain body part, the skin away, and then you have a little caliper where you measure the body fat on certain parts of the body, and you add up this number to come up with a final body fat total. And then we had measuring tapes where we measured their circumference around their waist, and again, different body parts to come up with another number for a starting point for that particular client. And others came in and said, all right, I have a New Year's resolution. I want to be fitter, I want to be leaner, or I want to gain more muscle, whatever it is, and I want to have a starting point. It's an awesome way to have numbers to go by and start tracking your progress that way. Because things don't always track the way you think they are. And I'll talk about this a little bit later. But let's dive into the 5 simple ways to measure your fitness progress. So no matter which method you choose from the ones I'm offering you today, don't measure daily. I want you to feel and build confidence in the things you're doing right now, because building fitness takes time, and there will be fluctuations in your measurements based on things like how you sleep, how much water you drank that day or not, how stressed you are, if you had enough to eat. So there's a big variable when it comes to the measurements. But still, all the women in my 4-week lean out program use a form of measurement. But most importantly, I want them to focus on how they feel over time and the results they get by being consistent throughout the program. So let's share with you number 1. Use your clothes as a guide. We all have this pair of jeans. I have it in my closet. That is my measuring tool. I'm just like anybody else. I ate well over the holidays. I ate my grandma's cookies so good. And I did drink more wine than I normally would, celebrating with all my friends. So my jeans did get a little tighter, just like many of us. So have this pair of special clothes that it's a skirt or a pair of jeans, and see how they fit. Have they gotten a lot tighter? Have they gotten a little tighter? Or was there no change at all? And your goal may not be weight loss, but maybe toning up more. So different goals for different people, but clothes are a good guide to measure your success. Take the measures once a month. Like I encourage you with everything to measure once a month, not every day. Use your clothes as your guide. Once a month, put on that pair of jeans or skirt and see if something is happening. Number 2, measure your hydration. Can you remember how much water you drank yesterday? It's really hard to remember, not just because I'm in menopause. So it is essential that we're tracking our water intake. It is important to be well hydrated, and not only when we exercise, but especially when you want to lose weight. Track your water intake with things like MyFitnessPal or another program to make sure you're getting at least 16 ounces or 8 glasses of water a day. Now, some of you may say, Heike, are you crazy? This is a lot of water. But I got your back. If you have trouble drinking enough water, you can eat your water. How awesome is that? I wrote a blog that is called How to Stay Hydrated When You Have Trouble Drinking Water. And I will put a link in the show notes so you can read up on that. Number 3 is using a measuring tape. And I mentioned it earlier. Take your tape out, your measuring tape, and measure your waist, hips, bust, and thighs. There are other parts you could measure, but if you're by yourself and you don't have anybody to help you, it's hard to measure your arms, your calves, and your neck like we would do in a professional setting in a fitness center. So measure the waist, the hips, the bust, and the thighs. And that will be a good data for you to collect on your measurements. And again, measure once a month, not every week, because progress takes time. So that's our measuring tape, and super easy to do. Number 4 is take progress pictures. You have seen those pictures with bikini and bra top and shorts, and I'm sure you may have said, no, I'm never going to do this. Well, listen, you don't have to show this picture to anybody. It's just for you and your data. Wear whatever you think is comfortable, but make it tight-fitting clothes so you can take a good picture of it when you take the picture. Take the picture from the front, side, and from the back if you can. The back may be a little bit more difficult, but make sure you have the front and the side, because as you're starting to get leaner and lose weight, you will see the difference. Also, super important, pick good lighting. Because we all know in bad lighting, everything looks not so perfect. So save your picture on your phone or in a particular folder that you do not look at all the time. Make sure you have it, put it away, and do your thing. Do your workouts, do your nutrition strategies, and then 1 month later, take another picture. Wear the same clothes at the same spot where you took the other picture and with the same lighting. Remember, it takes time to see results, so be patient. Now save that picture and continue your fitness journey. Number 5 is track your workouts. Again, you can use something like MyFitnessPal or even start a spreadsheet on a computer or just the Note app on your phone and track your workouts. It is important to know what we did. Let's say you say on Monday you ran for 20 minutes. On Tuesday you lifted weights. On Wednesday you biked. On Thursday you had a rest day, you did nothing. On Friday you took a exercise class for 20 minutes. So I want you to write down that how long you exercise, what type of exercise you did, not necessarily focusing on how many calories you spent, but that you actually were active, including the rest days. And if you do Pilates counts as strength training, so add that into your tracking device. Tracking is a fantastic way to measure progress over time. So these are some awesome measuring tools. It's like the clothes are the easiest. Number 1, use your clothes as a guide. Number 2 is measure your hydration. And number 3 is use the measure tape. Number 4 was take progress pictures. And number 5 is track the actual workout. There is one more tracking device, but it's not telling the entire truth, and that's weighing yourself. I know many people poo-poo the scale right now and say that it's not accurate and we should never ever step on the scale because it can be addictive to step on the scale every day and see the weight fluctuating up and down. But if you want to lose weight, that might be one way to measure your progress. The scale does not tell the whole entire truth when it comes to body measurement changes. And if you adopt weighing yourself once a month, my friend, then add some of the other measurements to it as well. So you have a way of balancing out the information. I have a good story for this. I have a client that at 1 year decided that she wanted to lose 15 pounds and get leaner and get in better shape. So we took measurements, like we took the calipers and measured her body fat. She tracked her weight at home, so she would report in, and we tracked the inches. And we took a picture. So we did 4 measurements. Now, the weight showed that she lost weight, but at some point it stopped. The picture didn't tell us that she had lost 8 pounds in 6 months. But the measurements and the calipers told us that she had lost 4 inches in circumference on certain body parts, and that her body fat dropped significantly during that time. So use different measuring tools that balance themselves out. So if one doesn't exactly balance out with what you think should happen, check with the other ones and be consistent in measuring yourself every month. So what's next? It's time to take action. But I want you to only pick 2 or 3 of the measuring tools I offered you today. If you choose too many, it will be overwhelming, and also pinching yourself is a little more difficult to do. So pick the ones that you feel comfortable with and so you don't feel overwhelmed and it's not stopping your progress. So keep it simple and track the same ones over several months, and that means at least 6 months to get a clear picture of how your strategy works and what you might need to tweak. Let me know how you're tracking your progress by reaching out to me on Instagram at Heike Yates or Pursue Your Spark podcast. Next week's interview is with some amazing ladies. So I have Molly Watts and Angela McDade in the house, and we're talking about building the habits of everyday happiness. I can't wait to see you next week on the Pursue Your Spark podcast. And until next time, ciao.